Hello and welcome to this video. What are template literals? Template literals are string literals that allows the embedding of expressions. You can use multi-line strings and string interpolation features with template literals. Template literals were also called template strings in prior editions of ECMAScript 2015. Template literals are enclosed by using the backtick. Let me show you what the backtick looks like on a keyboard. So this is a standard normal UK keyboard, and you can see where I've got my arrow pointing. This here in the middle is known as the backtick. So when you're using the backtick in template literals, you can avoid using single or double quotes. Also, the template literals can contain placeholders that are indicated by the $sign and curly brace expression. The expressions in the placeholders and the text between them can get passed to a function. So let me show you an example of where template literals are used. So this here, I've created three variables here using the let keyword, created a variable called name, giving it a value of Rocky, a variable called age, giving it a value of 2, and created a variable called sentence, and I've given it a value of this text. So if you notice inside here, I've got a lot of concatenation going on. Anywhere you see the plus next to a strings, it means that it's used to join them together. Just like you use the plus sign to add numbers, you can use them to add text or string together. That's what I'm doing here. So basically I'm adding this text, and you can see wherever I've got text, I've got them enclosed in quotes. So I've got this text here, which is called my dog. I am adding that to this variable called name. Notice the variable name don't need to be surrounded by quote because I'm referencing them from the variable here. So I'm adding this text to this variable name, which is Rocky, the value, and I'm adding that to this text called is. Notice there's a space between the single quote and the is, so that there is some space, and I'm adding that to this variable called age, which is 2, and I've added an expression which is multiplication, so it will multiply this 2 by 4, and then it will add this text. So here I'm doing the console.log. I'm passing in this variable called sentence, and this is the output that is returned. It says my dog Rocky is 8 years old, because I'm multiplying the value of the age here, which is 2, by this 4. So this is just without using a template literal. So I'm going to show you the same example, but this time using a template literal. So this example on this console here is with a template literal. So you can see here, let's focus on the variable called sentence here. If you look here, it looks a lot more neater. We got rid of, there's no concatenation going on here. Instead, we're using the placeholder here. No concatenation at all here. And we're just using an opening backtick and a closing backtick. You can see it looks a lot more neater in comparison to this one. When you're using it this way, for example, if you forget to close any of the opening quotes, you definitely get an error. If I forgot, for example, to close this quote here, I just had the opening one, or add this opening and forgot the closing quote, I will definitely get an error. So you must make sure that your quotes are all paired up correctly. If not, you get an error. But if you look here where I've used the template literal, it's so much neater in that all I had was the opening backtick, the closing backtick, and everything is then closed within the opening and closing backtick. There's no need for any concatenation. You can see here I'm using placeholder to achieve that. In this video, I showed you a basic example of using a template literal. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, please feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.